The Red Bull fiasco is absolutely mental. Red Bull are one of the funniest teams in Formula One this season. And in fact, the last 18 months, there's been nothing but drama, constant drama. And of course, now we've got the situation with Liam Lawson and Yuki Tsunoda. But the question I'm going to ask you guys, and I know this is hindsight FC, but we have to ask it. Nobody really spoke about it at the time. Carlos Sainz, why on earth did Red Bull not sign Carlos Sainz? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Was it a no-brainer for Red Bull to sign Carlos Sainz? Carlos Sainz used to already be part of the Red Bull package. What do I mean by that? Remember, he was at Toro Rosso, okay? So he was a teammate already of Max Verstappen's. And after the fact that he got released from Ferrari, Carlos has held himself in high regard with a good demeanor, a man that we can all really love and appreciate. When you think about it, he knew a year in advance that he'll be out of Ferrari. And even though he joined Williams of all teams, the guy still kept his character. The guy still kept the decorum. So why on earth would Red Bull not want to sign this guy? Now, one of the main reasons why is because it was a bit too late. Carlos Sainz needed his future to be decided early, and Red Bull were not in a position to offer him a contract. Remember, they did have Sergio Perez at that time, and Sergio Perez had got 4 of the last 5 podiums in the Grand Prix season. Checo, remember, had just signed a new deal at Red Bull as well. So listen, where was the room for Carlos Sainz to even be there? We could not see it. But when you look at it now, they got rid of Sergio Perez after giving him a new deal. It's bizarre. I'm sure there was a clause in the contract, but they could have done something with Carlos Sainz still. And the Liam Lawson situation, remember, he did impress as a super sub for RB. The guy got Danny Ricciardo's seat taken away from him. The guy is actually pretty good. He really impressed in the Racing Bulls, and it was only a matter of time where he was going to get that promotion. It came bloody early, but it was going to come nonetheless. If you like Formula One content like this, make sure you hit the like button on this video. And if you love Formula One content like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. How about this situation? Carlos Sainz maybe didn't want to join. Now, it might sound ridiculous. Why would he not want to join Red Bull when he's just come out of Ferrari, when he's been kicked out of Ferrari? Surely he'd want to be in a team where he could win races still and even fight for a championship. But who's to say that Carlos Sainz wanted to go there? Who's to say that he didn't want to go to another team like Mercedes, for example, who went on to sign Kimi Antonelli? Maybe Carlos Sainz had his idea and his mindset ready for another team, but not Red Bull, because he'd already been part of the package anyway. And bear in mind, he left to join Renault, so he completely cut ties from the Red Bull family. But I think this is the real reason as to why Carlos Sainz did not join Red Bull. Why Red Bull did not sign Carlos Sainz at the end of the season is because of Max Verstappen. Now, it's public knowledge that when Sainz and Verstappen were teammates at Toro Rosso, they did not get on. They didn't like each other at all. And you know, Max Verstappen is the villain in Formula One, okay? And Carlos Sainz is more the babyface, all right? So nobody would believe that Carlos Sainz would be the problem out of those two drivers. But Max Verstappen's talent was just undeniable. As a teenager, he was unbelievable. He was sensational. And this would have caused problems with Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz would have wanted the same strategy, probably would have wanted a better car setup. And who knows what happened in that Toro Rosso? Maybe Carlos Sainz just had a bad experience and didn't want nothing to do with that ever again. Carlos Sainz would also be a thorn in Max Verstappen's side. Why? Because even though you want a good teammate at Red Bull so you could win the Constructors' Championship, Carlos Sainz would actually win races, would actually be taking points off Max Verstappen. Because even in the words of Helmut Marko, the number 2 driver at Red Bull is there to help Max Verstappen win titles. It's not the other way around. So when you join Red Bull, you're almost set up for failure, okay? Look at Yuki Tsunoda right now. He's jumped into that Red Bull, but you know what? If anything, he is the biggest number 2 driver we have ever seen. There is no way that Yuki Tsunoda will be challenging Max Verstappen for a title. And even if he started to, guess what? Red Bull, the guys behind the scenes, will be pulling the rug right underneath Yuki Tsunoda. This is why Carlos Sainz wouldn't join Red Bull. This is why Red Bull wouldn't sign Carlos Sainz. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Was it a no-brainer for Red Bull to sign Carlos Sainz? Or did Red Bull do the best out of a terrible situation with the way Checo's form was at the end of last season? Should they have brought in Liam Lawson? Should they have brought in Yuki Tsunoda? Should they have kept Checo? Or should they have signed Carlos Sainz? If you like Formula One content like this, make sure you hit the like button on this video. And if you love Formula One content like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And until next time, lights out.